This world is changing. And with a changing world comes a changing mindset. There's things that you want to do, things that you need to do. So you have to be willing to do the work to change your paradigm, to change the way you think, so that it can be more conducive to the life that you deserve to live, a life that's unrecognizable in a positive way. Welcome to Win-Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now. Win-Win with Gwen, the podcast where action meets inspiration, and we all win. What if I told you that there might be something holding you back? And that's something you may not even be aware of. Negative thoughts. Negative thoughts are what's holding you back. And they're playing on repeat in your mind like a scratch record that is skipping and playing the same thing over and over and over and over again. That's what negative thoughts do. They play in your mind on repeat over and over and over again until they become a part of your paradigm, that part of your paradigm that is on automatic, that happens without you even having to think about it. You're tearing yourself down. You're stopping yourself from progressing because of the way you think. But the good news is that we can reframe those thoughts. We can create thoughts that are more conducive to the life that you want to live. So today, I'm going to share with you a childhood story of mine about the time I literally wanted to change the record. I'm going to show you how this story connects to reframing, and I will definitely give you a simple strategy so that you can get rid of these negative thoughts and replace them with positive thoughts and live your best life. When I was in high school, 1982. I grew up in a household that was very strict. My father had rules and you had to abide by them. But he had this one rule of many that I was so happy about, and that was Saturday afternoon record time. We would listen to records every Saturday afternoon. This one particular weekend, my father came home with a 1972 record by Al Green. I was not happy about this because I was like, oh my God, we got to listen to another one of these oldie but goldie songs that my dad has brought home. But when he put on that Al Green record, woo, it was fire. It was everything. I was in love with that song, and that song was Let's Stay Together. I don't know if you know that song, but the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, I like this. By the third time, I had learned all the lyrics. By the 10th time, I was moving my hips, snapping my fingers, bouncing my head, and singing along because it was my new jam. I remember being in there. I had my eyes closed. I was feeling it. I was like, let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. Woo! That was my jam. And let me tell you, about the 100th time of it playing, I wanted to break the record. I wanted to take the record off and put on a new record. I was sick of that record. And so happened, Janet Jackson released her Janet Jackson album. Everybody who knows me knows I love Janet Jackson. Oh, she is amazing. I needed to play that record so I could learn the lyrics. My mother took me to the record store because we used to have record stores back then. You can go in there and pick up any record. They will order records for you, but that was the place to go to on the weekend, especially when a new album or single dropped. So there I was with my favorite artist's album, ready to play it. But my father was hogging. He had taken over the stereo. He would not let us play records. He was so addicted and in love with that Al Green song. I was sick of it. And here I was getting ready to have to go to school Monday, not knowing the lyrics to Janet Jackson's song. If you were popular, that was part of staying on top of popularity, knowing the latest songs, the trends, dressing in certain outfits. It was wearing certain hairstyles. You had to look a certain way. You had to know certain things. And knowing the new Janet Jackson album was all about being that girl. But I couldn't be that girl when Monday came because my father wouldn't let me play the record to learn the lyrics. I started experiencing anxiety, depression, anger. I was about to experience lost opportunity. And that's what happens when we hold on to these limiting beliefs, these negative thoughts. We start to feel fear, anger, anxiety. We literally have missed opportunities. So it's important that we get rid of these things because we have to be the one that's in control of the playlist of our minds. We have to be the one that know when it's time to change the record. See, that's what I learned. I learned that it's a time when we have to change the record in order to get what we need. So what are we going to do here today? Are we going to keep listening to the same tune that doesn't serve us, those same negative thoughts that doesn't serve us, that doesn't get us to where we want to be in life, that doesn't allow us to have the things that we want in life, all because they're our way of thinking now? Are we going to be to a point where we don't do the work to change these things when it's possible to change them? No, we're not going to be that person. We're going to be individuals who know how to reframe our thoughts. Now, reframing has nothing to do with pretending to be something we're not. Reframing has nothing to do with pretending we have something that we don't. Reframing is all about getting rid of those things, those thoughts that do not serve us, that do not align with our goals, that do not help us reach our purpose. That's what reframing is all about. It's about getting rid of the old and bringing in the new, the things that we need so we can do the things in life that we desire. But how do you do that? How do you get rid of those thoughts that do not align, those thoughts that hold you back, those thoughts that make you miss things in life? How do we get rid of those? With this very simple strategy, very powerful acronym, RPC. Realize, pause, create. You first want to realize when you're experiencing this negative thought or this limiting belief, recognize that it's happening. Now, it could be because you hear it outside of your mind, or it could be your inner dialogue, but recognize when you hear it. That's the first step. You may hear yourself say, I can't. What if I fail? I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not rich enough. You'll hear these things, and now you're going to recognize them. You're not going to just let them continue to be on repeat in your mind. You're going to say, wait a minute, I see it. Now you're going to pause that thought. No longer are we going to allow it to play like a scratch record on skip. No longer are we going to allow it to keep going on in our heads over and over and over again on automatic and let that be our way of life. This world is changing. And with a changing world comes a changing mindset. There's things that you want to do, things that you need to do. So you have to be willing to do the work to change your paradigm, to change the way you think so that it can be more conducive to the life that you deserve to live, a life that's unrecognizable in a positive way. So now, as we pause, we're going to question that thought. Is this thought negative? Is this thought holding me back? Is this thought even real? Where did this thought come from? Well, you're getting to know that negative thought now. And everything about that thought lets you know that it's time for it to go. And you have the strength, the ability, and the creativity within you to get that thought out of your mindset. Because that's all it is a mindset, one that was set, and you can undo that setting and change the tune to one that you need in order to live your life the way you want to by design. That's the beauty of it. Everything you need is inside of you. You just have to be willing to go inside of you and do the work to create the change. So now that we recognize this and we've paused, what are we going to do with this now? Now we're going to create new thoughts, ones that help us get to where we want to be. So the creative process is a beautiful process. It's where we deal with affirmations, visualizations, and creating our circle of people that will connect with us to help us create these new mindsets, these new thoughts, these positive things that we're going to now be attaching ourselves to, these positive thoughts. So you want to visualize, and I love visualization. When you visualize something, I want you to close your eyes and imagine Everything about what you're visualizing, the smell, the feel, what is the weather like, who's around you, what do you have on. See yourself in your mind's eye as though it has already happened. Like really feel it, because when you feel it, you attach that emotion to what you're visualizing, you create a vibration that allows you to vibrate so high that it sends messages out to the world, to the universe, to bring those things that you're searching for, to bring those things that you're needing, to bring those things to you. So make sure when you visualize that you make it as real as possible, because your mind will begin to see these things as being real and allow you to take action, because it is inspired. Like I said, inspiration meeting action creates a win, and that's what we're trying to do. We are here to win because we will. Then you want to have your affirmations. Let me explain to you what affirmations are. Affirmations are specific, personal, positive. You have them or think of them as though they have already happened. And you play these affirmations over in your mind over and over and over and over until your brain begins to receive and accept them as though they are possible. So you want to visualize, you want to affirm, you want to have your affirmations. You want to create a circle of people around you that are positive, wise, and intelligent. You don't need any negative Nancy's in your circle. You need people that are going to help you to hold yourself accountable for making these changes. And that's how you get rid of negative thoughts. That's how you replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts, because the thoughts, they don't go anywhere. They're still in your mind, but they're not the ones that are on automatic repeat. They're not the ones now that are considered your comfort zone. You have created a new comfort zone within your mind, and that is one of positive thinking. You have created a new playlist, one of positive thinking, and now you're connecting these type of thoughts to the things that you want to do in life. Each and every time you hear yourself say something negative about something new that you want to do in life, you have to go back and reframe. You have to go back and do the work again to eliminate those negative thoughts, because there'll be different areas in your life as you create and make new achievements. These thoughts may creep back in, but now that you're equipped to understand what you need to do to eliminate them, you set yourself up to win. This has been an amazing episode. We've heard about my childhood story, how I needed to literally change the record. You have an understanding about the importance of reframing, how it's not just something that you are pretending to be or pretending to do. It's something that you're actually doing by getting rid of thoughts that do not align with your goals. Making sure that you're not living in a situation where you have anxiety, depression, anger, fear, missed opportunities. You're eliminating those things from your life so that you can not just be alive, but you can be living the life that you've always dreamed of, that you deserve, a life full of love and purpose. You know the strategy. You know to recognize it. Pause and create. Now it's time for you to go out and win. Think about something that is negative that you've been having on repeat in your mind, unconsciously, not being aware of it. And write it down and do these steps and let me know how that served you. I want to hear about how you recognized your negative thought, changed it into a positive thought, and now you're winning. If this podcast episode resonates with you and you know someone that you would like to share it with, go ahead and share it. But do not forget to like this video, share this podcast, and subscribe to my station, because it is so important that you are able to be notified the very next time Win with Gwen drops an episode. Because honey, sweetheart, friends, family, you deserve to win, but you have to do the work. And you can, because you are a winner. Let me tell you. Oh, here it is. Get this book, because this is also going to be a tool that's going to be very helpful as you win in life, as you continue to win. This is a self-help book that's going to have a lot of good little gems in it for you. Go and get it. It's called Get Beat to Get Better by Gwendolyn Shores herself. Bye, guys. Until next week.